Shadow of the Galaxy, The Return of the King. Chapter 1, The Fall of the Chaotic Star Field. 3 years ago, Xian Kang, the only Lingwu dual cultivator in the history of the Federation, mysteriously disappeared in a sudden star storm in the chaotic star field. With his astonishing martial arts and spiritual power, Xian Kang had single-handedly suppressed the beast tide and the abnormal rampage in the chaotic star field, but he turned into nothingness in that storm. The Federation shook up and down, and since then, the secret of Lingwu dual cultivation has also become a taboo. Chapter 2, The Awakening of Shen Dusk. 3 years later, Shen Dusk, a young man, lives in the capital of the Federation, Star City. He was extravagant, indulgent, and ignored his family's expectations of him. One chance night, Shen Du suddenly felt a violent fluctuation in the depths of his consciousness, as if there was a flame burning in his body. As he awakened from his pain, he discovered that he was hiding a strange and powerful power. This power is Sun Kang's consciousness. With the memories of his previous life and the mental method of dual cultivation of spirit and martial arts, he possessed Shen Dusk's body. At this moment, Shen Dui's fate was completely rewritten. Chapter 3, Trial in the Mist. Twilight tries to control this power, but the old self collides violently with the new self, leaving him on the verge of madness and sobriety. At this time, the top of the Federation sent a secret agent, Cold Moon, whose goal was to monitor and try to capture this abnormal force. Shen Dui and Lang Yu confronted each other for the first time, but the disparity in strength was indistinguishable. This collision not only allowed Shen Dui to confirm his own strength, but also revealed the hidden inside story of the Federation. The sages of various factions were vying for power and profit, secretly preparing for a bloody storm to sweep through Star City. Chapter 4, The Secret of the Spiritual Relics. In order to uncover the truth about Sun Kang's past and himself, Shen Duan embarks on a path to explore the ruins of the Star Spirit. It is a mysterious monument forgotten in the depths of the Chaos Star Field, and legend has it that it holds the key to the Starry Sky Gate. Inside the ruins, Twilight encounters the ancient guardian of the Star Spirit, the otherworldly ghost Ink Flame. The guardian tests Twilight with bizarre visions, confronting his darkest fears and desires. After multiple illusion torments, Shen Dui finally mastered part of the power of the Star Spirit, and the spirit martial arts in his body and the power of the Star Spirit began to merge, and the combat power skyrocketed. Chapter 5, The Conspiracy of the Dark Sages. When the news broke, the top digital saints of the Federation gathered, intending to join forces to eradicate the outlier of Shen Dui. In particular, Wei Ya, the Obsidian Holy Maiden who had a grudge against Xian Kang, and the Master of Cold Moon, the Ice Immortal Saint Venerable, jointly formed the Dark Council and secretly planned to encircle and suppress. However, Shen Dui has not only grown amazingly in strength, but his legion, the Galaxy Shadow Alliance, has gradually taken shape. This legion of otherworldly wanderers, banished geniuses and mechanical life forms with strange abilities became a light in the shadows of the Federation. Chapter 6, The Scarlet Storm in Star City. As the Dark Council's conspiracy gradually surfaced, Star City fell into unprecedented chaos. The sages began to fight each other, and the whole city seemed to be a battlefield of war. Shen Dui led the Galaxy Shadow Alliance, shuttling through the ruined ruins of the city, defeating the enemy one by one. His goal is no longer just to survive, but to slaughter all the saints who want to dominate and become the true supreme. This catastrophe has made all beings understand that the future of the Federation will be decided by Shen Dusk. Chapter 7, The Confrontation of Fate. On the eve of the final battle, Shen Dui and the Ice Immortal Venerable had a final conversation. Bing Ming speaks of the Federation's ideals and adherence as a die-hard loyalist, but Shen Dui has seen through all this as the deception and enslavement of power. The two of them are in the abandoned ruins at the top of the starry sky, and they start a peak duel that shocks the stars. Light and darkness, spirit and star spirit are intertwined, time and space disintegrate, and everything is dust. In the end, Shen Twilight defeats the Ice Sticks in a shocking way, revealing that the Star Spirit is actually a super artificial intelligence created by the Federation creators to maintain order, in an attempt to control everything with false peace. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8, The King Returns, Under the Starry Sky. After the victory, Shendu did not choose to inherit the power of the Federation. He stood in the middle of the boundless sea of stars, clad in starlight, and his eyes were piercing. He knew that the real journey had just begun. To be supreme under the stars means to transcend all constraints and to dominate the destiny of all things. In the galaxy crack, a king is slowly waking up. Chapter 9, Star Sea Trek, Otherworldly Revelation. After defeating the Ice Immortal Venerable, Shen Dui did not ascend the throne to rule the Federation as expected by the outside world, but instead chose to leave Star City and step into the infinite void known as Star Sea Trek. Star Trek is the most mysterious and dangerous star field on the outskirts of the Federation, filled with otherworldly creatures, shattered space debris, and forgotten relics of ancient civilizations. Shen Dui's soul burned like a flame in the sea of stars, and he could feel some kind of power beyond the stars calling him. In the depths of the trek, he met the messenger of the other world, Serena, who had been sealed away for thousands of years. She was like an illusion of light and shadow, low but powerful in tone. You have broken through the shackles of the astral spirits, but the real crisis has not yet come. Beyond the galaxy, there is an ancient cosmic will that is quietly awakening. Serena said. Following her guidance, Shen Dui embarked on a path to explore the truth of the universe and obtained an otherworldly artifact known as the Star Core Armor, which can perfectly integrate the power of star spirits and spiritual martial arts. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10, A Rift in Time and Space, and the Reappearance of Old Enemies. Shen Dui had just returned from Star Sea Trek, but an even more chaotic situation broke out within the Federation. A mysterious space-time rift appeared in the sky above Star City, bringing with it a powerful enemy from a parallel time and space, the Apocalypse Venerable Reynolds. Reynolds is another mortal enemy of the underworld, armed with a devastating otherworldly legion, who vows to seize Twilight's Star Core armor and rule the multiverse. Once again, the Federation is at war, and the sages are forced to form an alliance against this unknown threat. The encounter between Shen Dusk and Reynolds is like a battle of fate, and the two are not only a contest of strength, but also a clash of ideas. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11, The Twin Saints Clash and the Truth Emerges. In a magnificent interstellar war, Shen Dusk and Reynolds have a fierce confrontation, and the stars on the battlefield shatter and the void collapses. Reynolds reveals a secret that shocks everyone: Immortal is not alone, he is the last inheritor of the Star Domain, an ancient family that spans the multiverse. This family is closely related to the will of the universe, and the Star Core armor is the key relic left behind by the family. The power hidden in Shen Dui's soul is actually the bloodline of the Star Domain Saint clan. Faced with this truth, Shen Dui's faith began to waver, but he knew that his goal was still to become the supreme under the stars, not to become a pawn of a certain family. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12, The Dark Tide Before Dawn. Just as the war of the multiverse spreads, a mysterious organization Void Curtain quietly appears. This organization has mastered the forbidden art of space-time control, and attempts to absorb the energy of the universe through chaos and become the true master. Shen Twilight is forced to form alliances with his former sworn enemies, including the former Cold Moon and the Obsidian Saintess Via. The grievances between them are intertwined, and the trust is as fragile as silk, but in the face of the void, the only option is cooperation. This dark tide of power change will determine the future of the Federation and the multiverse. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13, Strange Lights and Strange Phenomena in the Galaxy. The battle escalated, and visions began to appear throughout the universe. The sky cracked like a shattered mirror, time flowed faster and slower, and the stars turned into phantoms. Shen Dusk's Star Core armor accidentally opened a door to the dream universe where consciousness and reality intertwined. In the dream, Twilight encounters the darkest side of her inner self, a self that longs for destruction and domination. All this makes him begin to re-examine the boundaries between power and humanity, and also reveals the great price behind becoming supreme. underscore 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 un. Chapter 14, The Battle of the End. The ultimate plan of the Void Veil has been revealed to devour the entire galaxy as a sacrifice to reshape the order of the universe. Shen Dusk and his allies strike the final blow, fighting to the death in the shattered starfields beneath the rift of the galaxy. Reynolds died on the battlefield, and the cold sacrifice broke everyone's hearts, but it also made Shen Dusk more determined to be stronger. During the battle, Shen Dui used the extreme power of the Star Core armor to successfully seal the Void Veil, but the price was that the soul and the Star Core armor were deeply integrated, and they could not be separated from each other. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15 Under the Stars, The Supreme Lives Forever. The war ended, and the universe returned to calm. Shen Dusk became a legend, Star City was rebuilt, and he himself hid in the depths of the Star Sea and became the guardian of the Star River. No one dares to question the former gentleman, who has achieved the supreme under the stars with his unshakable strength and wisdom. Under the crack of the galaxy, a legend will never fade. Chapter 16, The Mirror of the Soul. Shen Dui was deeply immersed in the fusion of the Star Core armor and his own soul, feeling a huge increase in strength, and at the same time suffering unprecedented oppression. When night falls, he is pulled into an otherworldly space called the Mirror of the Soul, reflecting himself in countless parallel lives. Some become tyrants, some become guardians, and some become exiles. In the mirror, Shen Dui gradually understands the multiple possibilities of power, and also sees the fragility of fate and the opportunity to rewrite. He began to try to shape the image in this mirror with his will, learning to harmoniously coexist the forces of light and darkness to lay the new ground for the future. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 17, The Lost City of the Illusory Realm. During an operation to track down the remnants of the Void Veil, Shen Twilight arrives at a mysterious ancient city called the Illusory City. The city is known for its infinitely changing spatial structure, where time flows abnormally and the line between reality and dreams blurs. The guardian of the lost city, a young girl with the ability to control illusions, Mirror Heart, communicates with Shen Twilight in a strange language, helping him solve the spatial puzzles of the lost city and uncover the last conspiracy left behind by the Void Veil, the intention of permanently sealing the intelligent life in the universe in the illusion through spatial distortion. Shen Dui decides to team up with Mirror Heart to go deep into the labyrinth and break the shackles of illusion. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 18, The Ultimate Seal. Shen Twilight joins forces with Mirror Heart to find a huge power core in the illusory lost city, the source of the Star Core. This Star Core is the hub that connects the energy of the entire universe, and it is also the foundation of the Void Veil's power to control time and space. After many trials, Shen Dui used the power of the Star Core armor to activate the sealing ceremony, intending to lock the power of the Void Curtain once and for all. But during the sealing process, Jingzhen used her life force to stabilize energy fluctuations, and finally the seal was successful, but it also turned her into a ray of starlight and integrated into the universe. Mirror Heart's sacrifice made Shen Duan deeply realize that true strength comes from sacrifice and protection. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 19, A New Chapter in the Universe. After the sealing of the illusory lost city was completed, the cosmic order was restored to balance. The Federation ushered in unprecedented peace and prosperity, and the Sage system was reshaped, emphasizing the balance of power and responsibility. As the guardian of the galaxy, Shen Dui lives in seclusion in the depths of the stars, occasionally appearing at people's most critical moments to maintain the peace of the universe. That former gentleman boy has gone through countless life and death and challenges, and finally achieved the supreme under the stars. Underscore 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 un. Ending, Galaxy Split, Eternal Legend. The stars are brilliant, and the Milky Way is like chi. The legend of Shen Dusk has been passed down in the Federation and the multiverse, and has become a beacon that inspires countless future generations to pursue power and truth. Although his body may eventually disappear, the power that fuses Lingwu and Star Spirit will always shine in the Galaxy Rift. underscore 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 un. Postscript. The storm 3 years ago took away the Federation's only spirit martial dual cultivator, and it also brought about the beginning of a legend. Shen Dui, a young man who has been drunk with money, has experienced countless trials of life and death with his detached consciousness and his own will, rising from despair and challenging the pinnacle of power. His story is an epic of light and darkness, a flame of dream and reality, and an eternal chapter of strength, responsibility, and redemption. The shadow of the galaxy is not finished, and everyone who is willing to look up at the starry sky can find their own answer in it.